Hello, everyone. Now, as you know, Michael Jordan fans are the worst sports fans of all time. And one of the many reasons why is because these people make up their own definition of a prime. Let me give you some examples of what they do. Here are some examples in no particular order. When it comes to the regular prime, a player who's in his prime, they come up with their own definition of when that starts and when that finishes. Some of them will say it's when you're a teenager. Some of them will say it's somewhere in your 20s. Some of them will say it's somewhere in your 30s. Some of them go by decades. So for example, they'll say things like, when this player was in that decade, he wasn't in his prime. But when this player was in that decade, he was in his prime. Some of them say that a player is in their prime when they're on a team that won a championship. Some of them say that there is a such thing as a winning prime. Some of them say that there is a such thing as a basketball prime. Some of them say that there is a such thing as an athletic prime. With Michael Jordan, they come up with a random number. Some of them will say he was in his prime when he first came into the NBA at the age of 20. Some of them will say it took a few years. Some of them will say it started when he got Scottie Pippen on the team. Some of them will say it started in 1991 when he was on the Chicago Bulls and they had won their first championship. Some of them will say it started sometime after they won their first championship and they come up with a random year. Some of them will say in the 1980s, Michael Jordan wasn't in his prime. Some of them will say in the 1990s, Michael Jordan was in his prime. They come up with their own definition of what they think is a prime. And they have so many different types of primes. And then they're not even consistent with their own takes. And then they don't even apply these takes to other stars. And I am sure that there are more examples, but you get the point. Hey, please subscribe. And if you disagree with me on something, you can go on my program and show me your facts on whatever you disagree on. If you want to go on, let's set it up. Send me an email. The email is right there in the description section. Thank you.